Hello everyone, back tuning into Snow Watch. So we've done 3 videos today. This is your third and final video update for today, and we're going to have a look at the risk of snow for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and then into Friday as low pressure comes up against a block of cold air. It's now sitting across the UK and potentially gives us a bit of a snow event for southern and southwest parts of the country. There is uncertainty about how far north this snow event is going to get. It's been trending a bit further southwards compared to model output a couple of days ago. So I'll talk you through what's happening with Snow Watch very shortly. Just to say that today's first video update 5-day forecast, as always, on a Wednesday, have a look at the weather for the next 5 days. And then also there was the week to 10-day video update. And that's got all the regular features that you're expecting your week to 10-day video update. Right, so we're going to start off with the facts charts. These are the human interpretations of models by forecasters at the UK Met Office. This is the facts chart for midday tomorrow, Thursday. And we've got low pressure out to the west of Ireland. We've got a occluded front coming into Ireland and southwestern parts. It's as this front pushes into the cold air that the precipitation along it will turn readily to snow. At this point, midday tomorrow, that's in the very far southwestern tip of the country. That's the facts chart for midnight on Friday, when this occluded front is strung out through parts of central southern England, through South Wales and into southeast of England. Struggling to get up towards the central part of the Midlands, and certainly not getting any higher than that towards northern England. So for northern England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, looks like you're really going to struggle to get much precipitation from this occluded front. Now, this front might be a little bit further north, and this is suggesting if it does, it will bring parts of the Midlands, parts of East Anglia, parts of Lincolnshire into the mix. I think it will affect southern and southwestern parts of Midlands anyway. So places like Herefordshire, Worcestershire, that would probably be the northern limit of it, but it might be a bit further north than that, getting up towards Birmingham, maybe going a little bit further north than Birmingham. Alternatively, this front could be a little bit further south. If it is, it will be primarily places to the south of the M4 that are impacted by this occluded front. This other front here down in the south coast, that could bring another area of rain or snow into north southern counties through the course of Friday. This is fact chart for midday on Friday, when the low pressure and its fronts are beginning to pull away from us, but still there in the southeast, still potentially producing some showery snow or sleet down in the far southeast part of the country. We do start to open the door to easterly winds. We've got these little convergence lines in the North Sea. That might just pep up snow shower risk across eastern parts of the country as we get through to Friday night, perhaps some of those eastern areas. And then that's a facts chart for Saturday. By then, we're in a direct sort of northerly to northeasterly light winds. So the emphasis will shift from snow by weekend to really hard, maybe even quite severe overnight frost. So that's the broad sort of setup. Let's have a look at how the precipitation is being forecast by the various models. So this is the GFS, first of all, just the standard GFS at theweatheroutlook.com. This is precipitation type, and we can see it at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. We've got heavy rain into southern Ireland, just moving into the southwestern tip of Cornwall, beginning to turn to snow across parts of the Irish Republic. Through the course of the morning into the early afternoon, we find snow through central parts of Ireland, rain down across the far southwestern tip of Ireland, rain in the extreme southwestern tip of the UK, so sort of Devon, Cornwall, mainly rain there. But further north as east was turning readily to snow through Wales, particularly the south of Wales, and then going into some of the southwestern, central, southern parts of the country. So kind of like into the southwestern Midlands, perhaps, by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and also beginning to push across into places like Hampshire. There could be some quite heavy snow there. Down in the Channel, primarily rain. 6 o'clock in the evening, snowing quite heavily through much of Wales in towards the southern and western part of the Midlands, and then down into the southeast. That's bringing snow in towards the London area, and then this snow gradually pushing northward, so it does get further north than you will think from on the facts chart. It's pushing right way through the Midlands, will give up to 5 centimetres of snow quite widely, 10 centimetres possible on high ground. That's midnight, and we're taking that snow, that band of snow through Wales and Midlands, even getting into East Anglia. So definitely covering of snow there through those areas. Further south, primarily rain down towards the southern and southwestern parts of the country. That's 3 to 6 o'clock in the morning. And remember, band of snow has reached its northern limit. So it's kind of like North Wales to the Humber. That is the northern limit with the snow, with the GFS model. This is going to be quite a long way further north than most of the other models I'm going to show you. So if you're living in the Midlands, in East Anglia, or I should say if you're living in the North and East Midlands, East Anglia, Lincolnshire, then that's a pretty good model for you. That takes the snow right the way up towards the southern Pennines. Rain down in the far south and southwest as milder air is beginning to tuck in. And then through the course of Friday afternoon, potentially another little area of snow developing through some of these far southern and southeastern parts of the country. That next little front that I showed you on the facts chart, that's in the channel through the course of tomorrow. That's 9 o'clock in the evening on Friday, snowing in the far south and southeast. And then it pushes away, and we go into a quieter day on Saturday, although still with snow showers around the coast. That's how the GFS is looking. This is a high resolution arpège model. So again, this is 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Rain into southern parts of Ireland and the far southwestern tip of Cornwall. Let's see how far the band of snow gets through tomorrow. So this is 5 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. Rain across far southern and southwestern coastal areas. Not much snow across the central part of the Republic of Ireland. Quite heavy snow through Wales, just coming into the southwestern Midlands. That snow does expand across parts of the southern and western Midlands and across many parts of Wales through the course of the evening. This is at 11 o'clock tomorrow night, Thursday night, so it's snowing quite heavily through parts of Wales into the southwest Midlands and down into the southeast. That will bring snow into the London area, but notice it's not getting anywhere near as far north as the GFS is taking. It's not getting into the north and the east Midlands. It's not getting to East Anglia. It's certainly not getting to Lincolnshire. So it gets a bit stuck down across those southern parts of the country, and then through the course of the early hours of Friday, it begins to fizzle out, quickly dying away as we go through into Friday. Not much happening actually through the course of Friday. Snow showers primarily restricted to coastal areas. So not anywhere near as much snow with arpège as what we saw with the GFS. How is Icon looking? So this is the DWD Icon model. Again, from the Weather Outlook, got this band of rain and snow in towards the far south of Ireland and the far southwestern tip of Cornwall at 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's run through, see how far north this gets. So this is 6 o'clock in the evening, snowing heavily through Wales and some parts of southwestern England, particularly kind of like to the north and east of Devon. As we go further northeast of that, in towards the southwest Midlands again, quite heavy snow coming through there. That's 9 o'clock in the evening tomorrow, so snow through a large part of Wales, away from North Wales, and into southern and southwestern parts of the Midlands too, and down to the southeast. So again, this will bring significant snow into southeastern parts of the country, 5 centimetres widely, a couple of inches, possibly up to 10 centimetres on high ground. 10 centimetres is 4 inches. That's going through to the early hours of Friday, so then the snow is kind of like in a band from central and southern Wales through a large part of the Midlands and into parts of East Anglia. So this is a little bit further north and east with Icon compared to our pairs. You see the nightmare we're having with this, how far these fronts are going to push northwards. By 9 o'clock in the morning, it's all starting to fizzle out and it sort of dies away through the course of the day. Although another area of snow there is in the southeast, similar to what GFS was showing in that southeastern corner through the course of Friday evening, taking us into Saturday, a quieter day for Saturday, snow primarily around the coast. And then on Sunday, it's bringing another system in off the Atlantic on Sunday into cold air. That's another chance of snow, this time potentially for parts of northern England and Midlands, and probably Wales too. Another area of snow pushing in on Sunday afternoon there through central parts of the country, rain in at the south. That's a little way off. This is how Euro 4 is picking things up with Weather Online. So you can find it to all of these websites on the links page, by the way. This is 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. We've got rain into the southwestern tip of Ireland and also the southwestern tip of Cornwall. Otherwise, mostly dry. We'll be freezing cold tonight. Temperatures are already doing a plummet, and it could be one of the coldest nights of the winter so far. That's 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 6 o'clock in the evening tomorrow, by which point heavy snow across a large part of Wales. So if you're in Wales, this looks pretty good, actually, away from the far north of Wales anyway. Much of Wales looks like you're going to get quite a significant snow event here from this. And into parts of southwestern England too, struggling to get into the Midlands, though, really struggling to get into the Midlands at 6 o'clock in the evening. Tomorrow. Let's carry on further into the evening. So heavy snow then through parts of Wales at midnight through Wales into the south and west Midlands and going into southeastern parts of the country. So again, suggests a chance of snow in the capital perhaps, but for northern and eastern parts of the Midlands, East Anglia, Lincolnshire, this snow is not getting as far northwards or eastwards. So it's in line with Arpège really, whereas Icon is more in line with the GFS. Is a very, very tricky situation. This is going through to 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Some snow's made it in towards central parts of the Midlands, but it's all starting to turn rather light and patchy, beginning to fizzle out, and that continues then through the course of Friday up to midday Friday. Most of that is dying away. This is how the WRF is looking. So again, at 9 o'clock in the morning, rain and snow into the far southwestern tip of Ireland and also into the far southwestern tip of Cornwall. Let's run through the morning, and we find that we have this area of snow pushing northwards and eastwards in towards Wales, particularly southern parts of Wales, and also parts of southern England as well. That's 7 o'clock in the evening tomorrow, snowing heavily down in the south. That's a significant dumping of snow down there. This is up towards midnight Thursday, so 11 o'clock to midnight Thursday into Friday. Again, the snow is through Wales, some southern, southwestern parts of the Midlands, and then down into southeastern parts of England, including probably into London. Very patchy snow for the East Midlands, not getting in towards the North Midlands or Lincolnshire, and not really getting over to East Anglia either. Does go a little bit further north through the early hours of Friday, but by this point it's becoming very light and patchy, kind of fizzling out. So the snow is mainly for Wales and southern southwestern parts of the country, away from Devon and Cornwall. That's where we could have some quite significant snow on most of these models. The next models we'll look at is Hallam. So this is how Hallam is looking. Again, we've got rain and snow in towards Ireland and the far southwestern tip of Cornwall at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Through the course of the morning, we find that snow congregating in that southwestern corner and in towards Wales and the southwestern part of Midlands too. Through the evening, goes a little bit further northwards and eastwards, but struggling to make it through Midlands and kind of like dying out through the course of the early hours and into Friday morning, very much in line with most of the other models. The next model we'll look at is the ECMWF. This is how the midnight run of the ECMWF was forecasting things. The ECM is just updating as we're speaking, but the midnight run of the ECM was looking like this. So this is 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, with rain just approaching that southwestern tip of Cornwall. As we run through the course of the morning, we find that band of snow starts pushing northwards and eastwards. So it does suggest quite a bit of snow across the Republic of Ireland. That's out of line most of the other models. Snow through parts of Wales and down into southwestern parts of the country, and then the snow kind of like through the Midlands, central southern England. So it's a little bit further north actually with the snow. It was, the ECM was a little bit further north with the snow through Thursday night and into Friday on the midnight run, just that bit further northwards. And then just have a look at the very latest in terms of the ECMWF. It's been updating as we've been speaking. This is from the website weather.us. It's snow cover this, so it's a little bit over the top with the snow cover, but it does give you a rough idea of where it's likely to be snowing. So if we go to midnight on Friday, see how the snow cover is looking. So again, you see it's across Wales, it's into southwestern parts of the country, down across those southern areas, struggling to get much further northwards and eastwards than Birmingham. Let's just go a little bit further on into sort of 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. See how it's looking then. So again, very little extra cover has been added. It looks rather patchy through the Midlands. It's across Wales, it's across the southwestern parts of the country, and down in the south in towards the southeast too. Actually, not all that much across London, really to the south of London. It's going for quite significant snow. So again, I think the ECM has shifted this further south compared to the midnight run of the ECM WF. Now, there are a couple of models that are getting this further northwards, but at the moment it looks like we've got to focus on Wales as getting hit quite badly away from northern parts of Wales anyway, down to the southwestern corner of the country, although not right next to the Atlantic. It's going to be primarily rain for Devon and Cornwall, but going further northwards and eastwards of that, it looks like it could be quite significant snow. So somewhere like Bristol could come away with quite a bit, and into the southwestern part of the Midlands, and then down in towards southern and southeastern areas. So places like Hampshire, Berkshire, going in towards the home counties, and then down to London into the southeast. Those are the areas I think we're focusing on primarily to get heavy snow through the course of Thursday afternoon initially, and then Thursday evening into the early hours of Friday. Looks like it's really going to struggle to get much further northwards and eastwards than Birmingham, but there are a couple of models that are taking it a bit further north, and if it does go a bit further north, then places like the East Midlands, East Anglia, Lincolnshire, probably not as far north as Yorkshire, but certainly Lincolnshire, East Anglia, the East Midlands, probably the North Midlands, those sort of areas might start to generate some fairly hefty snow, but it looks like it's going to be further south and west of those areas at this stage. Right, so that's Snow Watch done and dusted for you. Don't forget to check out today's other two videos if you would like to do that. But that's all for now. I think that's plenty for today. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.